dedicate 4 or 5 hours of the primary thing, that is breathing. So I didn't tell you that. I want to say that you have to dedicate 4 or 5 hours of breathing each day, because it's very too much. No, it's not too much. It's very good things, but probably for you now it is too much. But as other physical activity, you dedicate 3 hours per week, probably. Okay, let's try to do the same with the breath work. Dedicate 3 hours of your week, not days, only breathing. What does it mean, only breathing? Means that you have to be still, without movement. It is not about indirected. Indirected means, I want to say, okay, I'm running and at the same time I'm exercising my breath. Okay, this is not direct, work with the breath. That means that your body have to be still. You have to stop your body. So you don't have to run or move. There is no movement, there is no posture, there is not yoga, asana, other things, and mixing the breath with different kind of posture and movement. No, it's the primary movement that means that it's enough to do that, because you start to experience that the breath itself is a movement, because your body moves when you're really starting to breathe in a certain way. Really, you feel, wow, this is really a movement, it's a primary movement. So your body has to be still. You don't have to move or make a posture and use your breath. No, this is mixing movement and the breath. I don't want to talk. When I say breath work, I mean only the breath have to move, not not using different kind of techniques mixing together. No. The breath, when I say is a primary movement, but there is a movement. I just say that is a sound. We can make a sound with the breath. We can listen, there is a sound, and we can produce this sound. We pay attention to the sound of the breath with the nose, with the mouth. We can play with the sound, nose, mouth, different kind of rhythm with all the attention there. It's a play, yes. My suggestion is to play with that. And as you play sport, it's more, I like very much the approach of playing more than doing sports. For me, also sport is a game. So first of all, have to be a play, So with this approach, this is a good approach, because we enjoy doing this. And with this, when there is something pleasurable to do, probably we are more motivated, to do that. Otherwise, thinking about also the breath work as an exercise to do. And if you are not so motivated or doing different kind of exercises, if you associate also the breath work as an exercise, probably you are not so much involved into in the practice. That means you are not, do not become something regularly that you do on a daily basis. But that's why I don't want to associate too much also the breathing as an exercising. So I like more to say the approach have to be, especially at the first step, is to play with your breath. So I suggest to play means, do you know that you can produce with your breath, with the hair, a sound? Listen to the sound. That means start to be into this, sound that you yourself produce, and starting to know this subject about sound, with your breath. And little by little, you playing with this, you're starting to, more interesting. You start to be more interested in this subject, because it starts to become easy, it starts to become pleasurable, it starts to become interesting. You start, probably something happened to you in your body, and you would like to be more on this subject. This is something, the approach, just to say that the approach now is very important. I don't know about you, if you have just practiced something about it, I don't know, but from my point of view, it's better to start from the beginning with something very simple, very simple, very simple. Otherwise, you stop doing this. You are not involved into. I just saw such things with a lot of groups and one-to-one session. I stopped to do one-to-one session because I don't like the way to be there and motivated all the time. The people that don't want to be motivated. That means, come on, do it. So I stopped doing coaching or whatever, because really I would like to introduce the people more in something that is more really enjoyable, pleasurable, and that can motivate yourself, in a more easily, without somebody that pushing you and doing and remember you that you have to do that, etc., that you probably understand what I mean. That's why I really want to also introduce you directly, our students, in this new, I don't want to say new, but with this approach that have to be more guidelines to follow. Guidelines to follow means that you follow these guidelines, simple extraction, but be with yourself without think about someone else that have to teach something to you, because the teacher is your breath, is not something outside. So, okay, receive some guidelines from the external, but now starting to be immediately pay all your attention inside. Also, if you are not motivated, is a good factor. Good means, okay, say something to me that probably you don't want, or your will, that means your will to do something is not so strong. No, it's interesting too. No, of course, because when you don't want to involve more into the breath, I want to say breath. That is your breath. That is your primary function of your body. Of course, probably means something to you, and sooner or later in your life you have to test in this way. So also right now, that there is the virus come, probably now, okay, we think that the virus outside of us stops. No, of course, probably there can become another virus and other things too. So we are always under pressure with tests outside of ourselves. So the only way, the really solution, is to reinforce, to boost ourselves first, to be strong inside. And the breath is really an incredible instrument to reinforce, to boost yourself. Without saying, of course, starting from your immune system, starting from your oxygenation of the cells, there is the primary food of your cells. Also, not only about oxygen, but also exhale more, breathe out more is important as breathe in, because when you breathe out also, you release a lot of tension of your body and release a lot of, toxins from your body that goes out. And it's important not only to breathe in and think about also the oxygen nutrients, but also because the most primary problems that I saw in the people that starting to breathe is they hold their breath, they don't release the breath. So they stuck in a way that, to hold, withhold the breath. That's why I say pay more attention on the exhalation more than inhalation. And exhalation is strictly related to the relaxation, because when you exhale, you release and you relax more, and immediately you have a result, that you can feel it, because relaxation is something that you can really, as a first, result that you can benefit, that you can have from this. So probably now we are talking, we test ourselves and say, this is my way of be relaxed. Okay, I'm just a little bit relaxed. But when I starting to breathe, to release, to exhale more, to release my tension and contraction, I'm not aware about it. So I'm starting to gain relaxation, because I do not waste my energy in a lot of contraction in my face, especially in my face. We have a lot of contraction, tension. That means that we are not aware about it. And we waste, not only consume energy of our body, but we waste a lot of energy in a lot of contraction that doesn't mean nothing. It's not about productivity, or it's not useful, of course. And we don't know that we waste a lot of energy, of our energy. That means if you have a car, that you waste a lot of, fuel without moving. Without moving. Probably you are here in front of your computer doing your work, and you waste a lot of time, not only time, a lot of energy simply talking, simply doing something very easy that probably, of course, need energy, but not too much energy into, That's why probably do you feel at the end of the day, or probably at the middle of the day, you have just stuck and you are tired. Why I'm not energy? Why I'm not energy? Also, when you think about relaxation, most of the people think that when they sleep, they relax. No, it is not. It is not. It is not so. It is not so. Now, probably you wake up in the morning, you are more tired than before. That means that sleeping is not the way to relax yourself. Because why? Because you are not aware of really. Also, relaxation have to be a sort of exercising, or I don't want to say exercising, but it is a voluntary action that you have to do. I have to be aware. Means I feel my contraction, my tension, and I am able to voluntarily relax, release. Means then I have the benefit of relaxation. This is really relaxation, not of course sleeping and and this is not the way to really relax yourself or that means release your tension, your excess of of tension and contraction in your body. That means could be chronic and could be stiffness and rigidity in your body. So see how many connection we have, no? Breath, and okay, without thinking about only with the body, without talking about also the emotion and way of thinking, everything is connected with the breath. Is the bridge, is the bridge means is an instrument, a bridge between something energy more dense as the body and lighter energy that is emotion that we don't see, invisible things as emotion and thought that is also lighter energy. The thought is energy. So the breath connects everything from the body that is more visible and you can touch to something invisible that is your emotion and your thought that is something probably that you can touch but is energy. Okay, so when you now at the first step we want to introduce you to the air we breathe. So it's something that involves the body, so the physiology and our structure of the body system. But when you go beyond and beyond that, I want to say advanced, but okay, in advanced practice of the breath, you enter in the energetic way of breathing. There is not only the air you can feel in your nose that entering the air also is something lighter, but it's energy too. So inside, for the ancient tradition also from Asia, okay, they call pranayama, chi, doesn't matter, okay, it's energy. So this means that the breath, not the breath, hair is not in the hair. There is not only hair. There is energy that probably we don't see, so we don't know that is energy, but we can breathe this energy. So sooner or later, when you go really deeper and beyond your breath, means after the air you breathe, you start to be able to breathe energy as well as air. So you start to feel there is not only air that breathing and you breathe in and out, but there is something more, that is energetic. So when you enter in this advanced way of breathing, you are also able to manage your energy, all kind of energy, from something that is more dense that you can touch and feel and see, at something more lighter. That's why you are able to manage your emotions and your thought. That is more lighter energy, okay? But all these such of things, it is possible through your breath. This is the things that I would like to say you. Yes, it is possible only with your breath to manage all your function of your body. You can, without say also, I use the breath also for some symptoms in my body. When I have pain in my body, okay, if you have just right, when you have a pain, what do you do? when you have a pain in your body, when some of your function doesn't function so good, probably your digestion doesn't work, what you do, okay? I use the breath. Also, if I have some hair itch because I have stress, so I know, of course, my body give my first signal that is probably an eye itch, something. And I remember my breath. I use the breath means I reconnect my breath. And with the breath, I can oxygenate more, I can release more. So the breath suggests me what to do, okay? Not a doctor outside of me or someone else. Me, myself. I'm trying to do something only with myself, with the breath in this way. That is an instrument. So I use this instrument also for manage all the pain. That's why we can see pain management in a way of that is important subject. Okay? But manage yourself means manage everything. And you are able to do that alone, means alone with yourself in a way that is more autonomous and independent. That's what I would like really to convey with you. The breath is a way to be independent without, no helps coming from outside, because the breath is inside. So use your breath first. Try to do your breath first before asking help outside. Okay? Well, I probably speak a lot today about the subject, but this is something that you have to know, or you have to when I say is information, but information also, when it's good information like this, means something that are important for you, because is the information plus now action, means practical things. So is a formation. That means that through action, with the information and with the experiencing it, you really form yourself in a way that really improve yourself. In this way, it's a self-improvement about your inner self. Well, so let's try to do some experience with this. So I just give you some instruction and as a guidelines for getting to practice and action. And I just say to you that the breath is sound, movement. We have just say we can produce a sound with the breath and play with that. Is a movement, is for me is a primary movement. But let's experience what does it mean sound, what does it mean, movement. And the third factor is the vibration. Is vibration means that with the breath you can use the breath also for vibrate your body. That means to enter more in this lighter energy that is vibration, and also use the breath to rebalance, something that is unbalanced in your body. Through this vibration, you are able to also to rebalance something in different kind of parts. It could mean your throat, could mean your heart and all your lungs, and it could be your organs inside. So everything are connected. So with the breath, you really use this instrument to rebalance or something that is not probably works well, and really be master of your body. That is really the most incredible topic and adventure that really I wish that you enter in this subject of mastering yourself, using also your breath, and also a great philosophy of living that is also important now to know really some new paradigm of our way of thinking and being. That is also another big subject to get into. And I don't know, most of our students know that our philosophy of the school is really powerful. And our founder, because our founder and our president that found this school based this school on this principle. And if you go deeper into this principle, you read in the books or whatever that the body is our main focus. Our body. There is an entire chapter into the book. School for Gods, Technology of the Dreamer. There's an entire chapter of the body. It's a big chapter. And I also see a lot of people forget about it. They love more the aphorism and all the phrases, no, very powerful phrases and aphorisms. This is good, of course, no. this is also good to know that also being in a higher way of thought is very important. But we don't have to forget our basic function and primary things, that is our body. Otherwise, we think that it is something to work in a way of thought and forgot the primary, the basic, that is our body. So that's why with the breath we can connect these two dimensions. That is the body, that is the being. We have just said in our philosophy, the body is the being, so it's something more than only the body, but it's also starting from the body. Well, so the breath could be the key, to connect this dimension and to master all this dimension. So really, it's really something great and powerful that also is just it is suggest in the body chapter when you say response, respiration, response, responsibility. I don't know if you have read, and also the author and our founder say that there is a strictly connection between respiration, so our breath, our response. Way to respond means to be able to respond, to have solution to the world. So respond means do not react to the world, but be responsible. It means, the inside process, that everything comes from inside, so you don't have to react of something outside. So it means be able to respond, and be able to respond is responsibility, of course. So it's strictly connected with the responsibility. That is another, quality of being, of inner being, that is very important, especially for the people that have responsibility also in some roles outside in life, in the professions. If you are an entrepreneur or manager, doesn't matter. If you have a role of responsibility and you are not able to be responsible, not only as a profession but with yourself first, of course you are under pressure all the time in that kind of role, and sooner or later something happens in this way. So you have to probably lose this role, because you are not able to be responsible in a way of starting from yourself, not only because somebody outside give you this responsibility, but if you are not able to respond really starting from yourself, sooner or later you are not able to be also in that role of responsibility. So everything really is so connected, strictly connected. That is so, I don't have to explain nothing, because also the word talks. Responsibility means this. Probably you don't know that there is a strictly connection of something that could be external as a role of responsibility, and your respiration, so your way of breathing, but is absolutely strictly related. Because when you are under pressure in a responsibility role, and you hold your breath because you are under pressure, and you spend a lot of energy in this responsibility, you are not also emotionally in a way of be responsive and get into the reaction, sooner or later you really waste a lot of time, a lot of energy in that role. So it's not a way to manage something. Also a role of responsibility. So the way you breathe comes first. This role of responsibility. That's why you have to take care also of of the way you breathe, because it's strictly connecting of the role of responsibility you have outside. And you can start to manage that inside. So the more you exercise your responsibility, your inner responsibility, and the more you are able also to play different kind of role of responsibility outside of you. Okay? But it's interesting to to get into the practice and see really what is the connection. Experience this, we can say knowledge about our concept. It's not a concept, it's something very practical. So your breath is strictly related to your way of being responsible for the thing. So you can have only what you're responsible for. Also that, if you want more, you have to breathe more in a certain way. Breathe more means pay more attention to yourself. Okay, is It's also turn toward yourself and pay more attention to yourself. If you want more outside, you have to be more responsible before inside. No. Then, okay, so I say the breath is our breath is the sound, that we can play with the sound, and it is an exercise, a regular practice that you can do. And there is a movement in our body, so we can also feel, not only feel, we can touch, because if I put my hands on my abdomen and I'm starting to breathe more, and I see that my body is moving, that is the breath that is moving my body, no? Because the breath comes in and out and started to move my belly, my abdomen, my chest. So it's a movement, And then also I would like to introduce in advanced way what is the vibration, that is more something more that you have to experience more after play more with your breath before. And also this is the really the three factor that is also the guidelines of this, what we can say, way of experience our breath. And without say method, but it's, if we say method, but it's it's like a map that we can have for traveling inside, starting from the sound. Okay, so but now it's the time for, I don't know, really, I forgot about time. But anyway, so if you have time, I can, if you say yes and you are here and you want to stay here, we can introduce more now the practical thing about that. If it is okay for you, it is okay. Well, Stefano say okay. I don't see also. It's good for you. It's good for you. Also, it is good for you. Carlos, is good for you. Also, we have Alfredo. Ciao, Alfredo.
Yes, it is fine.
Okay, Alfredo. Thank you very much, and be here and welcome. We are really welcome, and really, I appreciate really very much. It's not something that is common, that to be here and also dedicate time for this. So I appreciate very much this. It's not something to underestimate. Thank you very much, really, that you are here. And probably if you want, we can. I don't know if now I give also some other session with the students. I just say section to the staff of the European School of Economics. So into this university, this subject now is really become a subject, and not only a subject, but especially in my department, because I hit the department of wellness and well-being, is really our primary and basic and fundamental of. And from this, we can really get into also all different kind of roles and profession into this beautiful and incredible wellness economy. So we can enjoy playing all the roles all over the world and being really leaders into this industry. But I see that a lot of leaders in this industry do not know this basic and fundamental. And this is not, from my point of view, a good thing, because you can become a leader or really have responsibility, big responsibility as leaders into this industry, without knowing that also a little function as your breath have to really function more in your body. Otherwise, it's not possible to talk about leadership, because leadership starting from this basic. And when you have this basic, really something become very, very more easy to also play with the leadership. Otherwise, it's not something that someone else have to recognize you. It's something that you have to, that's starting from within, So it doesn't matter if somebody give you this role or not. You feel that this is something great. And when you meet people, the people starting to feel that we are talking about energy, So you see if a person have energy. So probably we say, this person is charismatic, have personality, but simply have energy. Okay, but the next step for me is, are you really able to manage this energy? Something that you that is natural, or is something that is yes, because you can feel the difference between something that is natural and something that is a little bit forced, you know. So I see a lot of people that are leaders, but I feel that the energy is not balanced, it is unbalanced. No, so you can feel when they talk, you can feel when they move, also when they do not talk. Also the silence is very important. The pause between the words, that means that you are really conscious of yourself, and you do not force your body, you do not use your body in a sense that we just explained, using as waste a lot of energy, but really you recharge yourself during this process, and you are more and more aware of that. This is leadership from my point of view, and we need really great leaders in all the economy sector, of course, but especially now when we talk about wellness and well-being, especially, you know, well-being means more also a sense of integrity and completeness. That is not only, okay, be fit, be in a good shape, and really become more and more powerful in a way of really inspire people. So this energy is really, also if you do not talk, you can touch and feel it. Okay, well, so you say get into the action and practice of the breath work. So for using these three factors that I just explained to you, that is sound, movement, and vibration. Now sound is the first one. Let's see if we have time for the movement approach. So let's start. Play with the sound of the breath using your nose means that now I'm just doing this and you can follow. Doesn't matter if you close your eyes or not, it's not important. You have to put all your attention and intention. Your attention means also your mind have to shift into this. Now also for our mind, we give a subject, an object that is sound of the breath. So also our mind is focused on the sound of, on something, you know, mind needs something to be focused on. So we give the sound to the mind. So the mind, all your attention into the sound. This is the sound of the breath through the nose. And producing this sound, find your best comfortable position. Doesn't matter. Well, could be. Let's follow your body. Your body suggests you what is the best position for you now. For, you know, continue to breathe. Let's see. Now I'm trying to go deeper into the breath, but release more without forcing. I don't have to force it. I have to. So not tension, I've just explained to you. I don't have to get into tension, because if I get into tension, I hold, I, you know, block the flow of the breath, and that means also the energy through my body. So trying to follow the flow means the not tensions, that means no effort. When you breathe in and breathe out. So probably now it's better to are more lighter breath, very light and easy breath. Man, make the sound. Very simple. Make this sound, and each one of you have a different sound, you know. Now I can listen, but if I listen to you, I can feel that, and I can listen that each one of you have different kind of sound. No, this is very interesting, you know. There is not, no, we have probably similar sound, but different. Each one of you, that's why I say your breath means you have, you know, your breath is different from, you know, and then it's interesting that each one of you that can play this sound and is different. This is very interesting. Only through the nose, in and out, as a circle. Starting to be to connect the breath means you don't have the pause between inhalation and exhalation. So that means that you connect as a circle, in and without pause, out, in, out, slowly with a very slow rhythm, but starting to connect. Okay, without forcing, but connected as a circle, no? And become not two phases in out, but become one, in and out, as a circle. And think about something that starting to be connected as a circle, so become one, and starting to turn as a circle, in and out. And during this sound that you produce, also pay attention to the contraction. Probably you are not aware, but no, it's not easy to continue to be, and you do not produce contraction in your body. Also contract your face muscle probably, or close your mouth and contract your jaw, or your throat, or your nose, the muscle of your nose, the muscle of your eyes. So be aware at the same time of the contraction as when you exhale, trying to release this contraction. That means not tension, attention without tension. Okay, when you exhale, also not only think about, release your tension. You can use also your hand. It's very important, because with your hand you have another way of testing yourself and verify that you are probably, you can feel if you have contraction in your skin, in your eyes, through your eyes, into your top of the head, in your front head here. Because when you are contracted, you can feel the contraction, no? But probably you are not aware of that. So when you breathe, also trying to touch your skin and especially your face, and relax more, trying to relax more, especially when you release. So you release tension means you gain relaxation, you release tension and gain relaxation. That is the first things that you can benefit from, because you release tension and gain relaxation immediately in a very, very simple way. Also during that's the same thing could happen when you make the sound with your mouth. Okay, now trying to make the sound with the mouth is different sound, of course, and we also use the mouth and a little bit our throat. So also we can use our hands, only one hand, to see that our jaw is relaxed, and the breath can breathe out, breathe in very easily, and our throat is ready, is open. Listen the sound when the throat is open. Is open, your throat. So also the sound is open, is very warm, in a way of really everything can expand it more without have contraction, without have that you get stuck, or you can feel uncomfortable, something in your throat. If this could happen, means that your throat is blocked, or there is some blocks in your throat. And the same things happen when I say movement in your body, in your chest. So also when you breathe in more, you can feel that your chest is expanding, not only vertically but also horizontally. That you can feel that also your diaphragm is pushing your organs down, and everything is starting to be expanded, and there is a movement. You can feel there is a movement, okay, in your chest. The same could happen in your stomach, in your abdomen, up to in the first part of the belly, or down to your belly, down to your belly button here, and you can feel also the movement. And as there is a balloons inside that you can fill with air, and relax, and so with your hands also you can feel the movement of the breath and play with that. Okay, experience that without thinking 10 of this, 10 of that. Yet we can say doing 10, breathe in and breathe out of that, but it is more interesting to get into the experience. And if we enjoy doing this experience, of course we do more, no? We do more. If we love doing this because we experience something pleasurable in our body, wow, it's pleasurable and it's enjoyable to feel that there is a movement without moving the body too much. No, also I can still sit or lay down, but it doesn't matter. So I can feel there is a movement. Wow, never think about it. That, or probably I never experienced that. Really is a big movement. And the more I never stop doing this movement of breathe in and out, the more I experience the movement of the breath through my body. Okay, and this is very, very enrich myself in a lot of benefits and advantage for my body, because it becomes also a massage, an internal also massage of the organs. That's why it's so important, especially also for the lymphatic system. There is a system that needs, a sort of activation, so the internal massage of the breath become also an internal massage of the organs that also helps the lymphatic system and the lymphatic way to move, to be activated, so to clean our body. And through the exhalation, when we breathe out, also after we make this cleanse inside through the lymphatic system, we have to use our breath. Also the lymphatic way is the exhalation, because we exhale a lot of toxins, toxins, carbon dioxide, a lot of things that have to goes out from our body. That is very important. Today is the Heart Day. That is the Heart. Today is the Heart Day. Is the International Heart Day. And also the earth, and the trees need our carbon dioxide for the synthesis, so it's important that we breathe out. It's not only the oxygen that we have to breathe in that is important for our is our primary food, is the cell food, is our primary cell food of each cell of the body. But don't think only about breathing as something that we have to gain in a way of oxygen, because probably we don't. I've just explained to you that we hold our breath. That means probably the problem is more not to breathe in, but to breathe out, because we hold. When we are under pressure, we hold. When we have fear, we hold. When we have also worry about something, we hold our breath, we contract our body, and we are not, I don't know how much you are aware about that, but all the time you do that. Also, that's why in this particular situation, if you worry about something, if you have fear of something, you contract your body, you close your body, and when you close your body, you stack and you stop your lymphatic system that is also strictly connected with the immune system. That is your first really defense for everything outside. So let's think how many connection there is through the way of breathing. It's so important that it's activated and it works, and it's really properly works, and it's the primary function that have to work 100%, not only 50%. If we now make a test, probably we can do that. You see that each one of you have around 50% of this function activated, but have to function 100%. That's why you have to breathe more, to give more attention and time to also this practice, because we have to improve this function in a way that is better, because the better you improve this function, the better you improve also your defense way of the body, that is your immune system. Exactly, your immune system. So you don't have to worry in the future also, or now, if there is a virus outside that comes into your body, because if you are really healthy means also that your primary function is 100% activated and works properly. starting from your breath, that means that you have to worry about nothing. Nothing can happen to you. Also, if the coronavirus comes to your body, probably in 1 day or less, if you are really healthy, you breathe out everything and breathe out also viruses and something that is not allowed to be in our body, of course. That's why all this subject is really primary right now. I don't want to discuss about, what kind of situation is this, but doesn't matter to me because my focus is on boost myself, is to reinforce myself first. So doesn't matter what happened outside and everything is connected. So the more I'm strong, the more I'm strong in a way of not only be strong as a man thinks about reinforce the muscle of the body, but strong in a way in a way more complete as being, as also not only the function but to release also or this negative emotion that we have inside, that is fear, worries, doubts, and a lot of other things. But the more we breathe, and also the breath using help us, to release these, these worries, to release these fears, because the more we breathe out and breathe in, etc., and the more we enter in a state of eliminate all this stuff from outside, really in a most efficient way. Otherwise, really, I don't know what is your way of. Okay, we know that fear is not something that we have to. This is our limit. But what we do for trying to manage this fear and to eliminate fear inside of us, that is an emotion. Okay, we can have different kind of way of observing this fear, etc. But with the breath, we really, in a very tangible way, in a very practical way, we intervene into the fear. And you see that there is a strictly connection, because when you have fear, you block your breath, That's why when you are aware about that, you touch your fear, you see that is connected with your breath, that now is blocked, and I voluntarily release. And when I'm able to release into that fear, I'm trying to really manage this emotion, and really in a tangible way, I'm intervening into the fear and starting to release. And the more I do that, all the way that I prove fear of these negative things, I remember about the breath and the way that I can release that through the breath. And all the time, I'm doing something in a way of doing, really doing. Okay. Well, so wow, I don't know really if it's enough today, but I think it's enough, because of course your way of attention now is not. I know that it's not easy, because I'm asking to you to have your attention to yourself, but you have to also to pay attention to what I'm saying. So it's probably double work for you to have this double attention through yourself and to me. That's why really I say sooner or later you don't need me because you are independent. You can have attention to what I'm saying and at the same time attention with yourself. So sooner or later you say, thank Cristiano, I know now how to do that. I stay there, I get into myself, I'm trying to play with the sound, I'm trying to play with the movement, I'm trying to blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting also to be with us and have this connection, also to share what kind of experience you have through this experience. This is more interesting to share after you have this experience than only give you instruction about doing that, because the more you do that, the more you have something to say to me, because it's Cristiano, I'm trying, look what happened to me, I'm trying to do that, I'm not able to do that, I feel that. So, and the more you go forward and you move forward, it's interesting to have a guide to say, just to share, what you have experienced, because it probably have just experienced before you. So I can simply say, wow, it is good, Stefano. Move forward, come on. No, it is good the way you do. So don't have doubts. Come on, no, because I feel this probably is not good. No, it is good. Not worry. Go. So this is more interesting to have relationship between us. So we can, I can give you more just to say, okay, move forward, not worry about that. So sharing becomes something that is more interesting to share experience about that and move forward, because this is the only thing. Doesn't matter what's happened to you. Think about, you have to always go beyond, move forward. Doesn't matter what's happened to your body, because the breath cannot hurt you. It's impossible. Don't think about that when you breathe. Something go wrong or something can hurt you. It is impossible. It is your breath. It is not something outside that can hurt. So it is your breath. So also if you experience something that is not comfortable, some pain, doesn't matter. Everything's starting to move. Is energy that's starting to move in your body. Also pain is interesting. I just explained to you. The pain is interesting. To manage pain is interesting. More interesting probably to experience pain, because when you have pain and you alone are able to manage, and to pass through this pain and release this pain, you gain a strength that you can imagine. Guys, really. Think about this. Is something very powerful. When you are able to manage or to release a pain in your body with yourself, after you are able to do that, you feel so powerful that you can imagine. Really, wow, I'm able to release my pain in my body only through myself. This is something so powerful that you can imagine, and this is gain strength in yourself. Okay, thank you very much, all of you. If you want to say something,
Grazie.
it's enough. Okay, Stefano, thank you very much for being here. Stefano, really, thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you.
Okay, ciao.
Bye.
Ciao, grazie.
See you soon. I will tell you what could be the next time, or that we can. But okay, also to you, if you want, I just also for our students, Irene knows that. I don't know, probably Irene, you are here. Are you here? Yes. And I just suggest. I also have produced a podcast. Probably someone of you have, but if you don't have, please ask me. I send to you the podcast that you can follow. There is these guidelines that you can follow, and about especially what we have just explained to you. There is the sound, etc. So you have something to follow, doing your homework alone. So it's a podcast. So if you don't have, I send to you, and Irene sent to you the podcast that is on Anchor or Spotify. If you don't have Spotify or Anchor, so you can. Is our production from ESE and the department. So podcast that you can follow and play with this sound and movement with your breath. If you have something to share, I'm here. Thank you very much. I'm available for all the people that really get into action and practice of this kind of way. So have a nice day, wherever you are. Italy, Brazil, and everybody. Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you very much, Irene.
Ciao Cristiano, grazie. Ciao
Carlo.
a tutti.
Oh, caro, grazie. Okay, ciao. What is your name? Smarula? I can hear you, Smarula. I don't know if you have to your microphone on, or is it mute, or if probably Irene have to unmute you. I don't know a lot about this Google. Okay.
You can turn on your microphone by yourself.
Deve disattivarlo lei, eh?
Sì, può accenderlo da sola, sì.
Yes, Marula, you have to unmute or your on. Put your microphone on. I don't know if it's not easy, because I don't use so much also this Google Meet. I am more.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.